Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, if you've lived in Dallas-Fort Worth for any amount of time, you know who he is. He's Kenny, the crazy gun dealer from Alvarado, Texas. You'll meet him and hear his incredible journey next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
So every morning when I wake up, I tune into WBAP or KLIF, and I keep hearing these ads for this crazy gun dealer in Alvarado, Texas. And I just became obsessed with his ads and his personality. And so I reached out to him on Facebook, and he was kind enough to come into the studio. Kenny Frazier, the crazy gun dealer. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely, Jeff. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, you're a very colorful person, obviously, wearing orange here, and your personality is larger than life, at least your broadcast personality is. But I want to hear your journey. How did you start?
Well, I grew up in a little bitty town in Arkansas, so the countryside of me is not fake. And I grew up where everybody, you treat everybody the way you want to be treated. And I brought that down here with me right out of college. I got on the Fort Worth Police Department, and I did that for about 10 years total, and decided I was a little bit burnt out on it. It's not hard to get burnt out at it. And so I went into business for myself, and I've been self-employed ever since. And so it's been a progression. I've owned a couple of different businesses. I've had some that were successful and some that weren't. Technology has changed a lot of businesses, so that kind of put some things. But anyway, my primary profession is I'm actually an auctioneer. I've got the highest ratings you could possibly have in auctioneering, and I was very successful at it for quite some time in Texas. I was on the board of directors here in the state of Texas for auctioneers, stuff like that. But my specialty became in auctioneering. It became guns and military stuff, guys' estates, those kind of things. It just that's how it evolved. And from there, we just got to doing so much more with guns and that kind of stuff. That my family and stuff had, worked for the company. And so we basically kind of branched into the retail, started doing some gun shows, and that kind of grew. And it was a family thing, and then it grew, and we opened up the store. And then I had some health issues, and I had to drastically pull back. A lot of people think auctioneering is just hold it up and call a few numbers and put it down, and you make lots of money. But no, it's actually to do it successfully. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of time and effort. And with my health issues, I just couldn't do it anymore. And so that's when we kind of transferred over to the retail store. But mainly I had my kids running it and stuff. I'm just kind of the background person. I'm kind of the face,
Sure.
That type of stuff.
Okay, well, you're meeting the real Kenny Frazier here. He also has a media personality. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
We are live, y'all. That is Kenny.
Woo! Crazy gun dealer. 400 guns. $99. We have 100 AR-15s. We've got 5.56 for $2.99. 300 blackouts for $3.99. Come on down. We're here till 7 tonight. 10 to 7 tomorrow.
All right, so I'm dying to hear the origin of the crazy gun dealer, slogan. Where did that come from?
Well, part of it is depending on which part you're talking about, but my favorite part is nobody wants your business more than we do. It's the truth. It's how I was raised. I was raised in a small town in Arkansas. You treat everybody with respect. And that was one of the things that's really helped my business is as things have grown and in the bigger urban areas and stuff, customer service has died.
Sure.
And so I started treating people the way I wanted to be treated at my store, and it just kind of grew from there.
Now, did somebody call you, oh, you're a crazy gun gun dealer, or
No.
where'd that come from?
Well, I'm also a marketer. Like I said, I've been self-employed ever since my first job out of college. So getting into the gun business, everybody is black and gray. Everybody is tactical, and being a marketer, I realized, okay, the opposite side of that is totally different. So I went with the clown logo, the crazy gun dealer name, the orange color, and the big persona. And it is a big persona. Now, when I do ads on political things or this, that, or the other, I'm talking about things I believe in. Sure. I'm not lying, I'm not faking. But the howdy folks, crazy gun dealer, that is a persona. And I just kind of evolved it, and it allowed me to differentiate myself from all these other tactical companies. Sure. And it has worked very well, and I enjoy doing it.
And I think you're brilliant. In fact, I'm fond of your latest ad. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Howdy, folks. Crazy gun dealer here, and y'all know how we're turning into a woke and politically correct society? It gets harder and harder to run my gun ads, so I gotta change things up a little. Here goes our new politically correct spot. Howdy, folks. Crazy Pew Pew dealer here, inviting y'all to come and see us in Alvarado for the best Pew Pew deals and selection around. If you're looking for a cordless hole puncher, we got them. How about a new pump action freedom dispenser for your home? Or all of you looking for something to carry? We have a huge selection of Rudy Tooty point and shooties just for you. And as always, every Pew Pew comes with free LTC and constitutional carry classes, and we offer free test firing on most common Rudy Tooty point and shooties. Plus, if we don't already have the best price you've found, we'll beat any price Pew Pew to Pew Pew, and we'll do it with a smile, because absolutely nobody wants your Pew Pew business more than the crazy Pew Pew dealer in Alvarado. Y'all come see us now.
I do come up with almost all of it myself. I don't hire it out to anybody or anything like that. And in the very early days, it was all me. I've got a friend that was actually in the radio business that has helped me, and he does my production now. He's no longer in the radio business, but he does my production. And he and we are very like-minded. And so what it has become now in the last several years is I'll come up with an idea. Let's say it's some kind of a Christmas, or he'll come up with an idea, or, but it's just a general idea. Yes. And then from there, the two of us will pass it back and forth 2 or 3 or 4 times. And then that's where we ultimately come up with he may say, hey, modify this, or I may say, well, I think this sounds a little better. So I do have help, and he is wonderful. Plus he does the production and all the music. So I want to definitely give him, but yes, it's all done by us. It's all me, and when I do those politically motivated spots, that's truly how I feel. Sure. I did a spot a while back about, I don't care, what color you are or who you love or what your religion is. I don't care about those things. I care about what you are inside. Sure. And if we don't get back to that, I think we've got a serious problem in this country. So, but it's all genuine.
I agree. Well, let's talk about the gun business in general. We got some pictures off of Facebook. What have you seen in the last few years in terms of customers? Are you seeing new customers? Are you seeing more female customers?
That's a really good question. The female purchasing is up drastically, okay? But first-time buyers are up drastically. And that's been great for us because there's kind of a reputation in the business that you go into an independent gun store and, there's some cranky old man behind the counter, and if you don't know anything and this, that, and the other, And sadly, it's a true, it happens a lot. Or you go into the big box store and you get an 18-year-old kid that's never held a gun in his life that's back there trying to help you find a gun. And that's where we've really gotten ahead, is helping those people. I mean, if somebody needs 2 hours for us just to sell one gun, we'll spend 2 hours with them, And then on top of that, we do provide the free license to carry, and we've added the constitutional laws to that. So it's...
And so much of it is just educating the consumer. So a female who feels, unsafe, you're educating her on, okay, this would be something that you would probably...
Absolutely. And a lot of times they come in and they have no clue at all. Other times they come in and their neighbor told them that they needed X. Well, having been an LTC instructor, an NRA instructor, a police officer, an undercover police officer, officer, a lot of times I don't necessarily agree with their neighbor, but at the end of the day, it's their decision. But we lay out all the options. We explain to people what we think, and we ask people right up front: are you going to practice, or do you want something that you almost never had? Just point and shoot. All of those things play into it. So, and along with the women, I want to be clear: we are getting tons, whether it's women or men, progressives or conservatives. We get a ton of first-time gun buyers now. Crime is through the roof.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we hear more about bad shootings than we do good, but there are hundreds of times more self-defense uses of guns that aren't talked about in this country than there ever are bad uses of them. And people are coming to realize that, and they're also realizing that, it takes a while for the police to get there. Sometimes you need to be able to defend yourself.
Absolutely. You also have an outdoor gun range. I want to show some video so you can talk about this. What are we looking at here?
Well, that's our 25-yard line range. That's actually for small caliber rifles, which that's a .223 or 5.56. But small caliber rifles, handguns, things of that nature. We also, which we don't have pictures of it, we also have a 100-yard line for sighting in full style rifles, large caliber rifles, stuff like that, with permanent bench rests and stuff. And then we have 3 skeet launchers. I mean, we're not like a competition skeet place, but we've got 3 manual skeet launchers. You can shoot shotguns. And the beauty of it is it's out on a ranch off of a lake. It's almost like going to a park setting. We try to maintain it like I tell my guys, I have a full-time person that does nothing but take care of that. And I tell them, I said, I want it to be a country club experience. I want it, when you pull into it, I mean, obviously we're in the country and it's not, but I want it to be nice, and so when you go out, I mean, we've got picnic tables out there. Literally, it's a beautiful environment other than the shooting sounds. It's a beautiful environment even just to have an outdoor picnic. I mean, you're looking at all the trees and the lake and it's beautiful.
And your ads run all over North Texas. I know WBAP can be heard for hundreds of miles.
Yes.
Do you find, will people actually drive out of their way to come visit?
We've had people come from all over the state of Texas, but along those lines, I can even tell you, I travel around the country, okay? And I've been in Louisiana, I've been in Arkansas, I've been in South Padre, as far south as you can go in Texas, and people will see my truck because our trucks are orange and they have the graphics on and stuff, and they just come up and start talking to me and they know us. I mean, I was down in South Padre one time and a guy flagged me over and he lived down there now, and he goes, I took your LTC class. I used to live up in Dallas-Fort Worth, and the furthest story, and this is a good story, so that's why I'll go ahead and tell it. I was actually at the SHOT Show in Las Vegas. Okay, we go every year, and I was at a craps table in the evening, and there was a dealer there, and he saw my shirt and my logo, and he goes, "Are you the crazy gun dealer?" And now this is in Las Vegas at a craps table at a high-end casino, and I'm like, how do you know the crazy gun dealer? Granted, he goes, I stream WBAP, I listen to it all the time, I love literally. So there's people all over the country that have heard my spots. We get a lot of requests now because we've moved from early on, 10 plus years ago, we were marketing guns. Now we've kind of moved to a little bit different, and we've added a little bit of a creative, enjoyable. And so now we get a lot of people requesting copies of the current spot, and we see people posting them on their personal pages and stuff. So it's fun.
Kenny, you're a great marketer, brilliant marketing mind. I know I can learn a lot from you. We're gonna end with the website, which is crazygundealer.com. The great Kenny Frazier, thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you inviting me. I've had a great time being here.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.